Yes, students. So, quantum mechanics, lecture 9. In the lecture 8, we are discussing the harmonic oscillator. So, the classical harmonic oscillator we have seen, and we found the energy also, the expression for energy. The energy will be continuous there. And after that, we have seen the nature of wave function and the total energy in case of a quantum harmonic oscillator. With the help of Heisenberg insanity principle, we just able to comment what the minimum energy can be. As the energy levels are discrete energy levels, so then we have guessed the form of the energies will be h cross omega by 2. Next will be 3h cross omega by 2, 5h cross omega by 2, and so on like that. So in this class we will try to solve that one dimensional harmonic oscillator Schrodinger wave equation to get the wave functions and energies. And even we have guessed the nature of the wave function also. The nature of the wave function in the previous class, if you have seen that, so the wave function, nature of the wave function also will be like this. Yes, the total energy will be like this, and the nature of the wave function will have the, obviously one will be normalization constant, another one will be some function at that we don't know, that we yet to determine. Another one will be exponentially decay function. So when x goes to plus infinity or x goes to minus infinity, it has to decay. That way e power minus x square must be present. So okay, so this will be the nature of the function with that we have guessed in the previous class. So let us continue in this class, in this lecture 8. We'll see the exact way of solving the differential equation, one dimensional equation. Okay, fine. So what is that one dimensional Schrodinger wave equation for harmonic oscillator? So the one dimensional harmonic oscillator, so we'll have the potential like that I have already written, one dimensional Schrodinger wave equation, that is stationary state, that is minus h square by 2m minus h square by 2m del square psi by del x square plus potential energy is half k x square. That k can be written as m omega square x square psi is equal to E psi. E will be the total energy here. Okay, so or we can write the potential energy expression can be minus h square by 2m del square psi by x square plus half k x square psi as a function of x, E psi as a function of x. I already told you what is our aim here. So our aim here, we need to estimate what is E here and what is psi of x here. This is our aim here. Okay, so for that purpose I'll introduce the new variable. So I'll introduce the new variable z. That z will be is equal to alpha x, where alpha is a constant. Then alpha is a constant. So now I'll convert x in terms of z. Convert all x into z. Convert all x into z. So now second derivative of this is there. So that means d psi by dx is there. D psi by dx can be written as, you can take this is an equation 1 here. So d psi by dx, this you can take equation 2 here. D psi by dx can be written as d psi by dz into dz by dx. But dz by dx will be alpha, that is d by dz of psi. Then second derivative d psi by dx square, obviously we will get alpha square into d square psi by dz square. Now you write every x in terms of z. So equation 1 will become now. Equation 1 will become now. So the equation 1 will become, minus h square by 2m is the first term, that is alpha square into d square psi by dz square plus half k x square k z square to alpha square psi will be is equal to E psi. So now this is in terms of z, that psi is now function of z, that z in terms function of alpha x. Okay, now rearrange the terms, make the this coefficient will be 1, that is d square psi by dz square minus, so m k by 2 gone alpha power 4 h square, alpha power 4 h square into z square psi of z will be is equal to 2 me by h square, of course minus sign, into psi. Okay, done. Now I'll make this coefficient, this entire coefficient will be 1, this entire coefficient will be, make it 1. So I'll make it 1 by choosing alpha power 4 will be is equal to m k by h square. I have chosen alpha power 4 will be is equal to m k by h square, and this entire constant, this entire 2me by h square, I'll take it as lambda. So lambda will be another new variable I am introducing. Say alpha is introduced, now alpha I am introducing, that alpha will be 2me divided by h cut square, 2me h cut square divided by, I'm sorry I forgot to write here alpha square, because alpha square division is there, alpha square is there, that is alpha square, because this alpha square will come down everywhere, alpha square division, alpha square division, alpha square, alpha power 4 here and alpha square here, that's why 2me by h square alpha square. So this is the new variable I introduced, another new variable, another constant yet to determine, another constant yet to determine. Okay, fine. So now from here what can I write? So what can I write here? So in place of k I can write omega is equal to root k by m, k is equal to m omega square. So when I substitute that value here, what I'll get? So m omega square, that is alpha power 4 will be is equal to m square omega square divided by h square. So from here I'll get alpha square will be is equal to m omega by h cut. So this is also okay. So with this alpha square is m omega by h cross, this lambda will become 2me divided by h square, alpha square is m omega by h cut. One h cut will cancel, will cancel, lambda is equal to 2me divided by m cancel, h cross omega. I am sorry, m is also gone. Okay, m is not there. M cut. So m cut h's. So lambda finally becomes, this lambda finally becomes 2e upon h cross omega. So lambda is a just a number, because E has energy dimensions, lambda is also has energy dimensions. So lambda is a number. Even you can expect it is an integer, positive integer. So positive integer. Let's see here whether it will come as positive integer or not. So I have introduced already alpha is introduced. Then alpha finally I got it is alpha is equal to square root of m omega upon h cross. M omega upon h cross. Okay, done. So let us see here. So the differential equation, what is the differential equation finally I have chosen here? I call it as, so this I rewrite, after all if I rewrite this equation, make it as an equation 3, make it as an equation 3, 3 becomes finally, 3 becomes finally, so equation 3 becomes finally, so d square psi by dz square, the coefficient will be 1 minus z square only is left, that is psi as a function of z, then here it is minus lambda into psi. Now you rearrange the terms, d square psi by dz square plus lambda minus z square into psi will be is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the differential equation we supposed to solve. So we need to solve this. Sir, psi of z. So call it as an equation number 4. So now see here, we supposed to solve this equation 1. With the help of this z is equal to alpha x, I have converted this in terms of z, that finally I got alpha is equal to m omega by h cross. If you can check what is the dimensions of alpha, mass will be is of kilogram, omega is equal to 1 by second, h cross will be is equal to E is equal to h cross omega. So energy by omega. E is equal to h cross omega. That will come as h cross plus lo manam E is equal to h cross omega కాబట్టి omega square రాసి కింద omega రాస్తే ఎనర్జీ వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ దట్ ఇస్ ఎనర్జీ అంటే half mv square, that is kilogram meter square by second square. So second square cut, then I'll get alpha will be is equal to kg cut, then as it is 1 by square root is there, that is 1 by meter I got. So 1 by meter I got. So that is 1 by meter you got, in the sense here what I want to say, alpha is the reciprocal of the length. Once I have the alpha is reciprocal of the length, then I have chosen z is equal to alpha x. X is already length. So x is already length. Here z is equal to alpha x. So this is 1 by meter into that is meter. So meter cancel. So z is simply a no dimension. This is the dimensionless variable. Okay, so I'm converting differential equation into the dimensionless variable. Instead of x, I don't have any dimension. So okay, fine. So now let's see here. Okay, we need to solve this differential equation. So okay, then obviously, so we need to guess the asymptotic nature. Already I said you. So what happens for x tends to infinity case? X tends to infinity, either plus infinity or minus infinity, both we have to take. When x tends to infinity, then definitely I need to take z also will tends to infinity. So z is equal to z also will be tends to infinity. So then we can ignore that lambda minus z square term. So lambda minus z square, x will be infinity, na? Z is a dimensionless variable. Z will be, that alpha will become. So alpha will become. So when x tends to infinity, say for example z also tends to infinity case, plus or minus infinity. In this case, so I must have the function, there must be like the wave function will be well defined. When x tends to plus or minus infinity, the wave function must vanish. As the wave function must vanish, the wave function must contain the term e power minus z square. It must contain the term e power minus z square. So exponentially decay type, something like it has to decay type minus z square. 0 is 1, something like when x tends to infinity, it has to go to 0. When x tends to minus infinity, it has to go to. There must be a term of that is e power minus z square. That is a Gaussian function type. So there must be some type of that function will be there. So that means I can guess the solution of that equation 4. The solution of equation 4 can be in the form of, psi of z So psi n I'll write, simply psi z I'll write. Psi of z will be, there will be some normalization constant, and there will be some other function that yet to be determined. Then there must be e power minus z square term is there, that I'll write e power minus z square by 2. I'll tell you why that half came. When I take the normalization, so that two terms will come. One is e power z square, another one is e power z square. That is e power minus z square by 2, that is minus z square. That's why. So this is the normalization constant. This is the normalization constant. This is the some polynomial yet to determine, some function. So this is the like Gaussian function. To make the function will be finite everywhere. Okay. So let's say I guess this will be this. This is the this. So then what is the equation number there? 4. Then is I'll take it is 5. This is the equation number 5. So put 5 in 4. Put equation 5 in equation 4. So in equation 4. So there are two terms will be there. Second derivative of that will be there. That is d psi by dz will be there. D psi by dz, you no need to differentiate the normalization constant. That is d by dz of two terms will be there. That is u is one term and e power minus z square by 2 is another term. This is equal to u into e power minus z square by 2 is e power minus z square by 2. So minus z square by 2, I'll come minus 2z, that is minus z. Then plus e power minus z square by 2 into du by dz. So when I rearrange this d psi by dz, so minus n into minus n into z into u into e power minus z square by 2 plus n into e power minus z square by 2 du by dz. So we want the second derivative. We want the second derivative. Take one more time derivative. So that is d square psi by dz square is minus n constant. So here minus n constant d by dz of, be careful, three terms are here, z u e power minus z square by 2 plus n into d by dz of plus n into d by dz of e power minus z square by 2. So du by dz. Two terms are there. Okay. Here three terms are there. We need to do that differentiation will be thrice. Okay. Be careful. We need to do that differentiation thrice. So I'll skip this differentiation thrice. You can do it yourself. So after simplification, that equation 4 will become d square u by dz square minus 2z into du by dz plus lambda minus 1 into u is equal to 0. Then call it as an equation 6. Now it is okay. It is a soluble function. It is a second order differential equation. It is a second order ordinary differential equation. It has a special name. That is Hermite differential equation. Hermite differential equation. Hermite differential equation with lambda minus 1 is equal to 2n where n is an integer. With lambda minus 1 is a 2n where n is an integer. Where n is an integer, that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So that means equation 6 will become d square u by dz square minus 2z into du by dz plus 2n into u will be is equal to 0. That is equation 7. Okay. So once it is a Hermite differential equation, the solutions are very easy. If you want, you can see in my YouTube channel. That is, there is a, like in my YouTube channel, so there is a playlist special functions. There is a playlist special functions, and that I have clearly explained what is Hermite differential equation and all those things. So I directly will write the solutions of 7 will be Hermite polynomials. So u as a function of z will be come as hn of z, but hn of z will be is equal to hn of alpha x. So here hn of x is, here hn of alpha x will be, that is hn of z will be is equal to minus 1 whole power n e power z square exponential differentiation n times e power minus z square. This is the equation number 8. So equation 8 is the solution of equation 7. So equation 7 solution means equation 7 will be the derived form of, equation 7 will be the derived form of, what is the finally, it will be the derived form of 4. 4 is again derived form of 1. So psi of z is equal to n into e of z we got, that is equation 5 will become finally. So equation 5 will become, that is the wave function, that is equation 5 will become, that is wave function. So wave function will become psi n of x will be is equal to n, that is a normalization constant, then u will become hn of alpha x, then e power minus z square, that is alpha square x square by 2. Alpha square x square by 2. This is the wave function I got finally. This is the 9th. But we need to yet normalize it. Okay, wave function by using the normalization condition. Normalization. So normalization means integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, modulus of psi n whole square. So modulus of psi n whole square dx will be is equal to 1. Dx will be is equal to 1. Then that becomes minus infinity to plus infinity, n square comes out. Then I have hn of alpha x whole square into e power minus alpha square x square, as it is a square 2 will cancel, dx will be is equal to 1. Then what is this value will be? This is important for me. This integration will be after solving with the help of Hermite differential equation. I'll get this will be is equal to root pi 2 power n factorial. So that is n square will become 1 divided by root pi 2 power n factorial. Okay. So the finally there is a factor you don't forget, that is alpha square will be there. Okay, dx by alpha will be there. By alpha will be there here, because I need to convert this into in terms of alpha, parameter alpha. Will it come in terms of z? This is actually the parameter of z. When I convert that into, it will become like this. So that alpha square will be, that alpha will become here, that is alpha square. This is even alpha square. So this will be alpha square. Then nn will become, alpha will comes out, square root of 1 divided by root pi 2 power n factorial. Okay, this is the normalization constant also we got it. So once we know the normalization constant, therefore psi n of x will become normalization constant is alpha divided by square root of root pi 2 power n factorial hn of alpha x e power minus alpha square x square by 2. Okay, but alpha is known as the reciprocal of the length, that is alpha will be is equal to square root of m omega by h cross. So m omega by h cross, that I can write here. So when I substitute here, hn of x will become, in place of alpha, square root of m omega by h cross. So that is square root of, that is already square root is there. That is alpha square will be is equal to then. Okay. Okay, that is alpha will become, and overall it will be square root of m omega, that is already m omega h cross is there, h cross is there, pi will be there. Leave it. How many things you write? We'll leave like this only. No need to write. Yeah, no need to write. Leave like this. Yeah, I'll leave like this. So much enough. So finally I got the wave function. So once I got the wave function, I need to write for the energy expression. So what is the energy expression? You might have remembered that lambda I have taken. What is that lambda I got here? So lambda will be is equal to 2me upon h cross omega. Just a second. So here lambda is equal to 2me by h cross omega, but we have some condition on lambda. Lambda must be 2n plus 1. Lambda is 12 because lambda minus 1 we have taken as 2n. So lambda is equal to n plus 1, that is 2me by h cross omega. I hope m is not there. Where is the lambda? Where is the lambda we have considered? Yes, here it is. Cancel, 2e by h cross omega. So here will be cancelled. 2e by h cross omega with this. So h cross omega by 2n plus 1 will be is equal to e. So h cross omega n plus 1 by 2 is equal to e. This is what energy we have already expected, that minimum value of n will be 0. That implies E0 will be is equal to h cross omega by 2. So the next is n is equal to 1, that is n equal to 1, that is E1, that is 3 by 2 h cross omega, that is n is equal to 2, that is E2, the 5 by 2 h cross omega, and so on. So finally we got the energy expression Even finally we got the wave function expression. So be careful that wave function is a very big wave function. So dealing with them is also a tough job. Okay, so in higher studies you will study very well. So what is the harmonic oscillator and how to solve this problem? Because when we are start solving this differential equation, మీకు గుర్తుందా ఈ differential equation మనం స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు రాయడం చాలా ఈజీగా రాసేసాం. సో రాయడం చాలా ఈజీ ఇది ఇక్కడ. సో టేకింగ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఈజీ. చాలా ఈజీగా తీసుకునేసాం. కానీ దీన్ని మనం సాల్వ్ చేసుకుంటూ పోతుంటే ఒక డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ నుంచి అంటే ఎక్స్ని డైమెన్షన్లెస్ క్వాంటిటీ జెడ్లోకి మార్చుకున్నాం. అది కొద్దిగా టీడీఎస్ జాబే. అలా మార్చుకున్న తర్వాతనైనా మనకు వచ్చిందా అంటే మళ్ళా రాలా. మళ్ళీ ఇంకో కాన్స్టెంట్ నేను ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసిన, మళ్ళీ ఇంకో కొత్త డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ వచ్చింది. సో డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ నుంచి మళ్ళీ డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ వచ్చింది. మళ్ళీ ఈ డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్స్కి మళ్ళీ మనం సాల్వ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఆ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ ఫిజిక్స్ బిహైండ్ దట్ మనకు తెలుసుకొని ఆ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ యొక్క స్ట్రక్చర్ గీసుకొని ద వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ ఇలా గెస్ చేసుకొని ఇలా రాసాం మనం. ఇలా రాసిన తర్వాతనైనా మళ్ళీ వచ్చిందా మనకు? మళ్ళా రాలే. మళ్ళీ ఇది ఏమైంది? మళ్ళీ ఒక డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఫామ్లోకి వచ్చింది. అలా ఆఫ్టర్ సింప్లిఫికేషన్ మళ్ళీ ఒక డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఫామ్లోకి వచ్చింది. సో ఇది మనకు దాదాపుగా నోన్ ఫామ్లోకి వచ్చింది. దాన్నే మనం హెర్మైట్ డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ అని అంటాం. సో డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ నుంచి డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్, మళ్ళీ ఆ డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్ నుంచి మళ్ళీ డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్, మళ్ళీ దీన్ని సాల్వ్ చేస్తే యూ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఇంత తతంగం ఉంది దీనికి. సో కాబట్టి బీఎస్సీ లెవెల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ హార్డ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఫర్ అస్. సో కొత్త ఫంక్షన్స్ వచ్చాయి హెర్మైట్ పాలినామియల్స్ అని. సో దాన్ని ఎలా కనుక్కోవాలనే దానికి ఒక ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఇచ్చాను. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ h1 of x, దెన్ యూ కెన్ డిటర్మైన్ లైక్ దిస్ h2 of x, h3 of x అండ్ సో ఆన్. సో ఇది హెర్మైట్ పాలినామియల్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత అసలు నార్మలైజేషన్ కండిషన్ కనుక్కోవాలంటే నేను ఒక పెద్ద డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ కావాలి. అసలు ఆ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ మనకు ఫార్ములా తెలిస్తే కానీ కనుక్కోలేం. సో దట్ సమ్హౌ ఐ మేనేజ్డ్ అండ్ ఐ గాట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఫైనలీ దట్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఫర్ n వచ్చింది. మళ్ళీ ఫైనల్గా సై ఆఫ్ n వచ్చింది. మళ్ళీ ఎనర్జీ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ వచ్చింది. సో ఓవరాల్గా మనం ఇక్కడ నేర్చుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే, వాడు ఎగ్జామినేషన్లో మనకు అడిగేది ఒకవేళ బ్రీఫ్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయమంటే మనం బ్రీఫ్గా అసలు డిఫరెన్షియల్ ఈక్వేషన్స్ రాయగలం. ఆ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. రిమెంబర్ దట్ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ సై ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. దీంట్లో మనకి హెచ్ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ అనేది ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయి ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి హెచ్ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్కి ఫార్ములాస్ ఏమన్నా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. సపోజ్ వాడు ఏమంటాడంటే సై 2 ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ ఎలా ఉండిండొచ్చు అంటే ఖచ్చితంగా e⁻(x²/2) అనేది ఉండి దాని ఇంకా ఏముంటుంది అట్లా. సో టోటల్ ఎనర్జీ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ చాలా ఈజీ. En will be is equal to, so total energy n plus half into h cross omega. So quantized energy levels that we have already guessed. వాడు ఇది అడుగుతాడు. సో మళ్ళీ మనకి ఏంటంటే జనరల్గా ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్ వాల్యూస్ ఇవన్నీ అడుగుతుంటాడు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ఏదో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మొమెంటమ్ అని అడిగాను అనుకోండి, ఎక్స్ కాంపోనెంట్ ఆఫ్ మొమెంటమ్, దెన్ మనకు ఆ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ తెలిసి ఉండాలి. వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ తెలిస్తేనే మనం కనుక్కోగలం. దెన్ ఇది వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ సై ఎలాగో రియల్ ఫంక్షన్ ఇది. సో దీని ఆపరేటర్ మైనస్ ఐ హెచ్ క్రాస్ డో బై డో ఎక్స్ ఇంటూ సై ఇంటూ డిఎక్స్. సో సై స్క్వేర్ డిఎక్స్ ఆల్రెడీ మనం నార్మలైజ్ చేసాం కాబట్టి కిందది ఎలాగో 1 వస్తుంది. దీన్ని రాయనవసరం లేదు, ఇలా చేసుకోవచ్చు మనం. ఓకేనా, ఫైన్. సో సై ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. వాడు ఎన్ కెన్ బి 0 అయినప్పుడు ఏంటి గ్రౌండ్ స్టేట్, 1 అయినప్పుడు ఏంటి, 2 అయినప్పుడు ఏంటి, 3 అయినప్పుడు ఏంటి అని అడిగినాడు అనుకో, దాంట్లో మనకి ఏముంటుంది సై ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్లో నార్మలైజేషన్ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆ కాన్స్టెంట్ మనకు వదిలేసేయండి. ఆ తర్వాత ఇంక రావాల్సింది ఏంటి, యూ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ అనేది ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ యూ ఆఫ్ ఎక్సే మనకి ఏముంచింది యూ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్, మళ్ళీ e⁻(x²/2) టర్మ్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. సో వాడు మనకు యూ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇక్కడ యూ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ అనేది హెర్మైట్ పాలినామిల్. ఆ హెర్మైట్ పాలినామిల్ ఏముందో అది మనకి ఇంపార్టెంట్. మరి హెర్మైట్ పాలినామిల్ మనం నేర్చుకున్నాం. ఇక్కడ హెచ్ఎన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ విల్ బి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు -1 హోల్ పవర్ n ఇంటూ e⁻(z²). సో dn బై dx పవర్ n e⁻(z²). సో కాబట్టి దీని నుంచి మనం రాబట్టుకోవచ్చు. ఓకేనా, అర్థమైందా? ఐ హోప్ ఇట్ ఈస్ క్లియర్. సో ఎగ్జామినేషన్లో మనకి అడిగేది వాడు అదే. సో దాన్ని గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్లో కూడా అడుగుతారు క్వశ్చన్లు, మనం జాగ్రత్తగా నేర్చుకోవాలి. ఓకే, సో థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఐ విల్ స్టాప్. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ ద క్వాంటమ్ మెకానిక్స్ ఫర్ బీఎస్సీ లెవెల్. అంటే ఇదే మన క్వాంటమ్ మెకానిక్స్ ఏంటయ్యా బీఎస్సీ లెవెల్ వరకు అంటే ఇదే. ఓకే, 1 డైమెన్షనల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్లో పార్టికల్ ఇన్ అన్ ఇన్ఫినైట్ పొటెన్షియల్ వెళ్ళి నేర్చుకున్నంత ఈజీగా హార్మోనిక్ ఆసిలేటరీ నేర్చుకోలేకపోయాం. టఫ్ జాబ్ అయింది మనకి, అంతే కదా. ఓకే, సో ఎనీవే ఆ పాస్టులేట్స్ ఏంటి, ఆ వేవ్ ఫంక్షన్ యొక్క ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఏంటి, సో ఐగన్ వాల్యూస్ అంటే ఏంటి, సో ఇవన్నీ బాగా చక్కగా నేర్చుకోండి. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ, బాయ్ బాయ్.